2022 is the year where your inner healer is being awakened. Hi, my name is Nancy Rebecca with Intuitive Mind, and I cannot be more excited about healers around the world awakening during this great time of change. Why? Because I probably have been working as a healer my entire life. I feel like I was born into my family as a healer. I feel like when I answered the call to be a nurse that I was a healer. And then when I had my spontaneous out-of-body experience and became suddenly sighted, I knew that I was to integrate energetic frequency medicine into my nursing as a healer, and then broke off and became a professional healer. I've been working as a full-time professional healer for definitely over 20 years now, where I've had an office and I have full-time clients, and I've actually been able to pay my bills, not always so greatly, which is another part of this subject, but I've been able to support myself as a healer. So this is why I'm super excited. I remember the first time that energy healing had been introduced to me. I remember feeling my energy shift and change and adjust and relax and calm and deepen. I felt layers and layers of energy letting go. I remember feeling contractions of pains in my body that then would suddenly release with the healer that was working with me. And it was a fellow hospice nurse who was practicing healing touch, which is a international program that teaches you how to be a professional healer. And so she needed somebody to practice on. And I remember laying on that table at the end of that session, and I thought to myself, I'm going to do this full time, and I want to be able to teach others how to do this. I knew that instantly. So I've been working all this time and working with other healers, but most healers that I've met, they will usually work part-time as a healer. They might do things on the evenings and on the weekends, but they always maintain their regular job. I left my job because Spirit told me that I needed to quit my job. And I have to tell you, when I quit my job, that was the scariest thing. I had worked at the hospital for 25 years. Who walks away from a 25-year career at the same hospital? But what Spirit told me was that this was going to be my path. It was going to be my work. However, it wasn't always easy. And so working as a healer isn't always easy. And so that's a lot of the reasons why we don't have a lot of healers in the world. We definitely don't have enough energy healers to meet the demands. But what makes you a healer? So let me just say that all jobs, it doesn't matter what job you're working in, whether you're working as in construction, you're working in engineering, in scientific labs, whether you're working at a hospital as a medical person, you're working as a therapist, maybe you're a mother caring for your children, maybe you work at a daycare center. How about a high school teacher? I bet high school teachers do a lot of healing, working with those high schoolers that have the highs and lows of emotions and things at home, being unsettled. Or how about being a teacher during a global pandemic? You are definitely a healer because you're always shifting and adjusting the energy to create a healing environment for whoever you are working with. But when Spirit told me last September in 2021 to get ready because 2022 was going to be the year of the healer, I just thought to myself, oh, thank goodness. Reinforcements are coming. We need people to be available. I remember one of my teachers in Healing Touch, Janet Menken, when she was talking to us who were healing teachers, and she said there was going to come a time in the world and in our communities where we would not have enough healers or teachers to teach healing that could meet the high demands of the world. And that's exactly what we're living in right now, isn't it? We've been breaking down systems energetically, spiritually. There's been structures of belief systems that have been falling away. There's definitely been a lot of corruption and crimes against humanity, racism, sexual trafficking, human trafficking for sexual abuse. There's been a lot of that has been illuminated. And then you have our justice system where we're finding, oh my goodness, it's not quite as solid as maybe we thought it was in the past. All of this illumination of illusions or things that are no longer in alignment with where we are in 2022, it was essential for those things to happen, to shine a light so that we could actually see what was going on. And so those systems could break down so that we could create maybe new systems, but definitely healthier systems. And I believe we are creating healthier systems. However, healing energy is essential for that to happen. And I believe that in all of these systems, we are neglecting the heart of the matter and the spirit of the matter in what we're doing. And that's why with Intuitive Mind, that's what we teach. It's not only how to heal your body, your emotions, and your mind, but also to remember that you are a soul having a human experience. So let me talk a little bit about healing energy channels. Each and every one of you in the world, everyone is born with healing channels. Why? Because your spirit has come here to work through your body, having your human personality go through all of your trials and tribulations and elations and celebrations to learn the lessons and make an impact or make a difference in the world, or to be here to make a difference in other people's lives. Like, you know, if you're a mother and you're raising children, then who are you raising them to be? So there's your spirit is invested in your human body, your physical self, staying alive. And so when you get sick, or when you're feeling stressed, or when there's an imbalance at the physical level, healing energy for everyone naturally surges through the body. Now, the root of where that surging healing energy comes from is in the root chakra, in the survival chakra. So the energy field relies on the healing energy as a survival energy. So even if you have a common cold, you have the flu, maybe you have a little bit of a headache, there's going to be a surge of healing energy that flows to the area that needs healing. Your spirit automatically knows already how to guide that. You've got a lot of wisdom in your body. Your body knows where you need the healing energy. And your body's quite wise, so you can ask your body to help bring up more healing energy to flow through your arms and your legs and your head and your organs to help heal, balance, and harmonize your body. So when I say that we are all healers, we are healers for ourselves. And so you may always use that healing energy simply for you. But you also may be a healing presence for others. How many of you have ever heard someone say, wow, every time I talk to you, I don't know why, but I just feel so much better. Or I remember once sitting at a restaurant where some musicians were playing, and I remember someone from 2 tables down came over and said to me, I can feel your calmness radiating all the way over to my table. I mean, some random person just said that. So people can feel when you are a healing presence. I remember my mother, who now has her doctorate in psychology, she said that the strangers used to come up to her, at the airport. They'd be sitting and somebody'd be sitting next to her and they'd start telling their life story. She would have little kids come up and put their hand in her hand. She had friends saying, wow, I've never shared this with anybody before. So if you've had experiences like that, you are a healer by just your presence alone. And so my mother decided to go back to school because she said, wow, I might be kind of good at this naturally, so I think I will get the college degree, university degree to support that. And she went on to become a very good therapist. And even though she's retired now, I still will pick up the phone and call her, because as my mother, she's also a healing presence for me as well. So there's all kinds of ways that you can be a healing presence by saying, just recently to my grandson, I was like, oh, we're going to make you some soup. And he just lit up. He's 20 years old and he lives with his partner. And he just got delighted. Like, that just really uplifted him. So there's all kinds of ways that you can be a healing presence for someone. So, but in 2022, we healers still have all of those aspects, but it's going to go to the next level. What do I mean by that? That some healing energy channels could be about the size of a coat hanger wire. I could probably give a better example than that, but it's about that broad in diameter, and it's quite small and tiny as it flows through your body. Some of you might have your own healing energy channels that are a size of a pencil width. Some might be the size of a dime, a nickel, a quarter, or a $50. I've actually seen people who are just walking, healing light. I imagine that Jesus was probably like that when Jesus was on earth. I mean, there's the story of him just walking through the crowd, and someone touched his robe, his garment, and they were suddenly healed. And he felt his healing energy going out to someone. And he said too in the writings, you can do these things as well and more. And so this is what we're kind of talking about here in 22. This is big. This is big stuff. I'm getting so excited. I'm like, okay, Nancy, sit back down in your seat. So at other levels, though, there are the more kind of traditional when we think of healers. So we think of hands-on laying of hands as a healer. We think of Reiki as healer. We think of definitely of healing touch as healer. We think of psychic mediums, talking to spirits on the other side, is tremendously healing for the loved ones here on this side, wanting to know that their loved one is okay, or wanting their loved one to know that they're okay. So psychic mediums are definitely healers. I work as a psychic, as a nurse, definitely work in the medical field, can get very precise when looking at your aura to help bring and channel healing to those blocked energetic spaces in your own field and your own energetic system. And then, of course, we have doctors and nurses. And of course, I think I've already said therapist, and we have acupuncture, and we have chiropractor and physical therapists and occupational therapists. I mean, the list can go on. I have this fun story. My father is an internal medicine physician, and he and my mother were going on vacation, and he's never let me do an energy balancing on him. But they were going to take a train from the West Coast here in Washington State all the way over to the East Coast. So they were going to enjoy a couple of weeks on this train ride. And I knew how much he worked. You know, doctors work long hours, and even when they're off duty, they still think about their patients and wonder how their patients are doing. And a lot of times they're on call for evenings, nights, and weekends. So I knew that he was pretty stretched. So I said, why don't you let me do an energy balancing for you? And he said, no, I think I'll be fine. And I said, well, let me just share with you that if you don't have an energy healing, it's going to take you between 5 and 7 days to sky down enough to enjoy your vacation. Or I could help calm your field now and you can start enjoying your vacation as soon as you step on that train. Well, he could understand that logic, so he actually got on my table. I did a simple balancing technique that I learned in Healing Touch. Afterwards, he was laying on the table and he was talking to me. He said, what were you doing to my hands? And I said, what do you mean? I don't remember doing anything to your hands. He said, you were taking your finger and you were swirling it in a circle. So if you take your own finger right now, have your palm up, and just make this kind of spiral in your hand, you'll be able to feel exactly what he was trying to describe to me. And I was like, oh, Dad, I wasn't touching your hand. You were feeling your healing chakra in your hand spinning, and you were feeling your own healing energy get activated because you're a healer. And he got really quiet and he said, well, Nancy, has your mother told me that I have a concert that I'm doing next week? So he completely changed the subject. That was too much for him to integrate and conceptualize that he had his own healing energy. All right, we are energy fields. That's the bottom line. So each and every one of you have your own healing energy. And so he had these major, large healing energy channels, although he didn't work at Reiki or Healing Touch or Psychic Medium or any of those things. But when his patients came into the office to see him, he was an enormous healing presence, and his own healing energy would get activated. And then the healing energy would flow out of his hands, and healing energy would fill up the room so that his patients could heal, balance, and harmonize their energy field, and probably hear what the treatment plan was a little bit better. So, healers, how do you know that you're a healer? Well, you're just going to know. I'm going to tell you that first off. No one can tell you that you are a healer. A healer is called to be a healer. It is a spiritual calling, and you just know that you're a healer. So I'm going to turn this around right now and ask you to ask yourself, are you a healer? And then you just get that feeling. It's like yes or no. Well, I will say everybody's a healer, but are you a healer that's meant to cultivate your healing ability and share it with others? Now, that's a whole other question. So take a moment just now to ask yourself that question. So you get a yes or a no. And if the answer is yes, that you're supposed to cultivate your abilities, then you're going to want to take the next step. And the next step is going to be finding a spiritual teacher, a healing teacher, whether it's Reiki. I went through the Healing Touch International program to learn my healing, and we had a healing school for me to develop my psychic abilities. So there's a lot of programs out there, but and later on I will kind of offer a video on maybe how to find the right teacher for you. But if I can just spark the deep ancient inner wisdom of your inner healer right now in this video, then that's my job. So I'm going to continue to make videos about the healer throughout the year. So when you there are healers like me who've been doing it for over 30 years, and I have to tell you, we're kind of tired. Right now, my schedule to see me as a healer is booked for 6 months, but I still have people call me all the time. So I'm always looking for other healers to refer to, other reputable, really good healers. So I'm always cultivating those relationships. But I remember in 2020 and 2021, I was calling around and everyone was saying, nope, I'm not seeing people right now. Nope, I'm not doing sessions right now. Now, what I'm starting to notice the last couple of months, they're starting to do sessions more. So why are we tired? Because the need surpassed, the demand surpassed having enough healers to meet that demand. So what Spirit is telling me this year of 2022, we're going to start, we're in that beginning process between now and 2025, 26, 27 is this enormous kind of rebuilding. And so we need a lot of healing energy to help support us during this time of rebuilding. So just know that today in this video, it's just about identifying, are you already a healer and you've been working full-time as a healer, offering your services for a long time? Just know that a lot of healers are awakening and you're going to have some support and some help, and you're going to be re-energized. For the burned out healers that decided to hang up their healing hat and retire, I just want you to know, don't be surprised if you feel that little niggle to put on your healing hat again and dust off some of the rustiness of the practice, healing practice that you used to have, and start seeing people again. Don't be surprised to have a surge of new inspiration. And then I will tell you, I'm starting to work with students in their 20s and their 30s who know without a doubt they are waking up big time, that their past lives as healers are waking up big time, their ancestors who've been healers are waking up big time, and they're just looking every which way to find a really good teacher. So you may be younger, not just 20, 30, but you might be in your 40s and 50s, 60s, 70s. I have some of the most amazing psychics that I work with that are actually in their 80s. So age does not limit, you are not limited by your age if you are older or if you are younger. And we definitely have heard stories of 6-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 16-year-olds also being amazing healers. So just know this is the year of the healer and we are all awakening at a new level, and I couldn't be more excited. Now, I'm going to be facilitating, so the Healing Touch World Foundation contacted me sometime in November and asked me if I would facilitate a program for the year for their healers. Now, I said yes, and it's called the Year of the Healer, the Energy Forecast Series. I will include a link here so that you can click on the link. What's happening is they have agreed to open this series not just to the healers of their organization that are all around the world and countries all around the world. They have agreed to open this to everyone. So even if you've got that yes today that, oh, I think I'm a healer, or yes, I think I better start cultivating to start working with people, you don't have to be a seasoned healer to be able to sign up for the Year of the Healer Energetic Forecast Series. I'll do 4 2-hour live events throughout the year, but I will be writing about the healing as well. And plus, they have quite a few more healers and their material. They're going to be talking and teaching a lot about healing too. You will not want to miss it. It is the early bird sign up date expires at the end of February 2022. So if you're listening to this video later on, just know that you can still sign up after the early bird special. So I'm really excited in that program to feel the energetic vibe of hopefully thousands of people gathering, let me correct that, thousands of healers gathered together to feel. Can you imagine? Imagine feeling that at that virtual level, so many healers coming together. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. And don't be surprised. You feel your hands heating up. You feel your whole body heating up. You feel lots of healing energy surging. You feel your hands wanting to come out in front of you. You're going to have lots of ways your spirit is going to signal to you that you are a healer that's waking up. All right, take care, everyone. It's been lovely, as always, to talk to you. Click the subscribe button, hit the bell, and you'll be notified the next time I release a video.